Hey there, y'all. Disney D Prince here today with a vintage doll unboxing. So, I only recently found out that Jakks Pacific made Charlie's Angels dolls. I have loved this movie and its sequel and the remake and the original series since 2000 when this first movie came out, and I found out that these dolls existed and I had to have them. They are on kind of unique bodies because they are articulated, but they are seamlessly articulated. And we have Alex, Dylan, and Natalie, otherwise known as Lucy Liu, Drew Barrymore, and Cameron Diaz, all in their kind of kick-assery outfits. They do have stands that come with them. I don't know if the stands are still in the box or not. These boxes are kind of beat up, as you can see. I did get these for a pretty good deal. I think I paid $45 after shipping for all three of them in one lot. And that was too good of a deal for me to turn down. And I knew when I saw these dolls, I was not going to keep them in the box. So I had to get them out, and I had to see what they were like. So these were made in 2000, and here in 2022, these are 22-year-old dolls. I feel a little bad taking them out of the boxes, but the plastic is no longer connected. The boxes are beat up, and I really want to see what the bodies are like, because these are part of the Girl Force, and it's the Signature Looks line. So these actually have two different ones that were released as a second series, and they are very cool. As you can see back here, we've got beauty posing arms, attitude striking neck, fab abs, cute and curvy back, knockout knees, and rockin' wrist. So we are going to get them out. So the description of Girl Force is we're working to make Girl Force the ultimate girly doll ever made for girl kind. We've got everything from hot fashions to awesome accessories. The first ever action fashion 11.5-inch doll created by Jakks Pacific. This brand features the hippest, trendiest, and coolest fashions for stylish girls of today. It's all about the hip factor. Girl stands for and will always be glamorous, intelligent, respected leaders. That's a really good message, and I'm kind of sad that this wasn't more of a thing. But I'm going to take her out. We're going to start with the incomparable Miss Lucy Liu, because she was always my favorite angel. And if you want to know why, it was the Barracuda scene. And if you know me in person, it makes a lot more sense. So we are going to try to get her out of here. I'm not sure how these boxes open. They might open from the bottom first. I'm not sure. These were from 2000. I was only 10 years old when this movie came out, and it had a very formative experience on me, because it was one of the first movies I saw where girls were allowed to be just badasses, and that was what I wanted most for all of my friends that were girls, you know? And so we're going to pop her out. I think she's good unconnected. I'm not sure. Don't know why this part won't come out. There we go. Okay. Okay. So here she is, the incomparable Miss Lucy Liu. She has got really fun shoes. This is her stand right here, so it's just a leg hook to keep her up, and she actually comes with a hanger for her jacket, which is kind of awesome. And I am going to just hit all of these with the nipper, so we can do this a little faster than undoing them. So hopefully we can get all these out. But yeah, these are very cool. And I am very excited to have them all in my collection, even though I don't know where they're going to wind up being displayed. But I'm going to do my best to make them a very cool display. I might use one of my Hocus Pocus boxes to display all three of them in, because they have a clear front. But yeah. Oh, and there's one little plug holding her in up here. Okay. So she is out. She looks fantastic. She's got a little bit of yellowing on her arms, just from the age, which probably if I hit this with a little bit of vinyl cleaner, it would be okay. See, she's got a little bit of like mold spots. And then again here on her chest. And like I said, these dolls were not in perfect condition. Their boxes were not sealed. Which, that's kind of the risky run with vintage dolls. Even the ones that are in really good condition are still going to wind up with some kind of problems like this. But this is the articulation. So it's not perfect articulation, but it does do something. But it looks like a real arm, which is nice. Because a lot of times when you have articulation, you really sacrifice the look of the doll. But her hair is still in good condition, and her face is still in good condition, that was what I needed. And just look, that's such a lifelike face, really. She could just use a little bit of cleaning, but that neck is adjustable. The back is adjustable. Listen to those hips. Let's see what she looks like without her jumpsuit, though. This is really sticky down here. Her shoes, I think, have started to kind of decompose. But yeah, we're going to take her outfit off real quick. We may need to rebody her onto a different style of body. But look at that. That is a cool body. Like, I mean, that is just kind of cool. She's got knees that go like that. I was hoping for a little bit more in the knees, but it's okay. So not a perfect body, but it does come up like that. And as you can see, those spots where she was being held in really left indentions on the plastic. But I mean, this has got ribs. Like, you can bend the doll back like that. And she's got, like, abs also. So, I mean, that's really cool. I don't know how easy it is to take the heads off of these, but I want to. She does also have this jacket that goes on it, the actual zipper, it looks like, yeah. So an actual zipper to come off. Not super thick fabric, as you can see kind of through it, but really well constructed. I would probably hit this with like a baby wipe or something to take off the stickiness. And actually, I'm gonna grab a baby wipe to see if any of that will take off the yellowing on her arms. Okay. Our handy dandy all-purpose wipes. These are just baby wipes. They're not. They are not Clorox wipes or anything like that. So this shouldn't have any harsh cleanser. As you can see, it does have some yellowing coming off. And it is taking off those mold spots, it looks like. But it's a very cool concept for these. I don't think that we're going to be able to get all of the yellowing off of this rubber. But just a quick little wipe got rid of that mildew that was on her. This is just a quick little wipe with the baby wipe. And it just takes that stuff right off. I'm going to hit her face with it real quick, too, just to take off any that's kind of obscuring her paint. There we go. She looks a little bit better already. But yeah, so I mean, there's plenty of things to improve on this doll. I'm gonna let her sit for a while and see if that if this little bump releases. I might hit it with the hairdryer just to see if heat kind of reshapes it. But if I can't get her to reshape, I'll rebody her, especially like down here at her ankles. It's really big. But she is an awesome doll. Like, she is very realistic. Like she has nipples. Like, that's a very anatomically correct doll. Like, we've got rib cages. Like, yeah. So I am going to let her dry without putting her back in her outfit. But it's a very cool doll. The little stand is down here. I don't think the stand will work without the original doll body. It says Charlie's Angels right there. But it's still really cool. Like, I am very excited about having these dolls. Even if I have to rebody them, it's still a good deal because I got all of their accessories. Because nothing about this screams like it's not going to fit a regular Barbie body. Matching these face tones could be a little tricky. But from all the different dolls that I've got, it should be kind of easy to do, in my opinion. But once we get her dried, we may redress her. I'm probably going to have to do all of them that way. So here we have Miss Drew Barrymore. She looks fantastic. She's got like a snakeskin outfit on and a cool little like bustier top. So, I mean, they did not skimp out on these. Jakks does handle a lot of the Disney licensing still. So it's kind of interesting to see them do their own dolls. I haven't come across a ton of them in my collecting process, but I have come across a few. But yeah, these are very good quality dolls. Like, I am not upset by these at all. Oh, sorry about that. I know you're probably upset with me for making these shake. So here she is outside of the box. Very cool looking. Very much capturing the essence of the character from the movie. And I'm just like, I'm always pleasantly surprised when they make dolls from movies and they actually look like the people that they're supposed to be. Just because I've seen so many that it's just like, who is that? Is that Barbie as somebody? Because that's what a lot of like the Barbie dolls wind up being. It's just Barbie as Claire from, you know, Jurassic World. And Ken as Owen from Classic World. And you're just like, that doesn't look like Chris Pratt. But these did a really good job with translating the faces over. But I don't know if I'd be able to do a new series. Not a new series, but a revival one. Okay. So here we've got our Drew Barrymore, our Dylan doll. She actually has like 2 different layers of haircut, as you can see. She's got some long curls, and then she's got like some short stuff. Again, we've got a little bit of that mildewy issue. But I don't know if that's just, you know, maybe these were kept somewhere in high humidity. But they're still cool. And I am still really excited to have these dolls. I may need to do a little restyling of her hair, but I want to add her to my list of fashion-y icons because I have a Rosie doll, and now Drew Barrymore has her own show also, and those are going to be some of my host ones because I like to have a full set of dolls that can do everything, you know? So I think that should have gotten our jacket loose, yes. So nice big jacket with just a little bit of Velcro here in the front. This is a great jacket. I would use this for other dolls if I don't wind up using that outfit for her. So we have a different color stand for Dylan and a different color hanger. And they're very cool. I really do like these, y'all. Sometimes it's like stuff came out when I wasn't actively collecting dolls that I just was like, I really wish that would have been a thing when I had seen it. So she looks pretty good. I don't see a ton of mildewing on her. Just a little bit over here on her arm, which we are going to just hit that with the wet wipe. And that does come off pretty easily, at least. And her yellowing on her arms is not nearly as bad. Because that's the only problem with some of these vintage dolls, is I know there's like vinyl cleaner or something that I should be using. But I've got to look into that if I want to use these bodies to display them. But I feel like I could get more of a classic Charlie's Angels pose down if I used made-to-move bodies. Here are her shoes. They're really sticky. I need to wipe them. And these are action fashion bodies, which are kind of unique. This kind of rubber that they used for the shoes is very prone to breaking down, I've found. But it does look really good for shoes, and these are like little boots. But she's got these awesome leather pants, and this top is actually a bodysuit, it looks like. So here's her leather pants, which may actually be big enough to fit Ken. I don't know. I'd have to try those. Super cute. But yeah, there is her bodysuit that she's wearing, and she does have a lot of yellowing on her legs. It's really, that sucks. But it's to be expected with a doll this old. Like I said, these dolls were produced or were released in 2000, which means they could have been produced, 1998. But we're going to take her other stuff off. She actually has a little secret surprise under there, and I actually kind of like this for a ballerina. It's very peacock. But she's got a little surprise for us. She has a butterfly tattoo. Gonna try to wipe off some of this stuff. Doesn't look like it's gonna come off real well, which sucks. I may have to look into the vinyl cleaner because her top definitely stained her torso. Because these bodies are pretty good. Oh yeah, really bad back here. But these are fun. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to do something with these, because these bodies really took to staining. I don't know how bad you can see it on there, but she's just got yellow and that blue all over her. Okay, so that's what the peg looks like. So it's pretty easy to take her head off, at least. So I could probably pretty easily match her. She might actually be a Kira skin tone, I think. So I'll look into that. But so that's good that their heads come off pretty easily. Now, whether or not they go back on easily is a different story, because it doesn't look like they do go on very easily. Because you have to get them through that little ring. Oh, it did get on. Okay. So she looks good. Her outfit is good, except for the fact that it stained her body. And then we're going to look at Natalie. And these are subtly different skin tones, if you can see that in the image. This one has a more yellow undertone to this one's more cream undertone. And then our last one that we have is the lovely Miss Cameron Diaz. And this is going to be our last one. They're very cute dolls. I'm a little sad that that the bodies themselves have held up so poorly over the years, as far as the staining goes, because that would have happened even if the boxes were most likely. That would have happened even if the boxes were in good condition, which is the bad thing most likely. So that's why I'm like, okay. Such is life, though, you know? When you buy a 20-year-old doll, you're most likely going to have some issues with her. So there she is. Miss Natalie. Let me show you guys in her box. She looks really good. Her face, I think, is the only one that I was kind of like, is that supposed to be Cameron Diaz? But it still looks really good. For the era that it was produced in, it looks great. I say that like it wasn't the 2000s and we didn't have, you know, all the crazy stuff we have pretty much, except for lower internet speeds. And no 3D printing yet. But I am just kind of amazed that they did such a good job on the sculpts back then. But I mean, 2000 to like 2000 or like 2005 to like 2010 was supposedly like the golden age of Mattel. So I mean, you never know. But these look very good so far, in my opinion. My humble opinion. And thank you to whoever I saw on Instagram that had posted these, because I had no idea these existed, and I literally just found out about Hairspray dolls. So I have to try and find the Amanda Bynes doll, because I want to use her for a custom, because I love Amanda Bynes. And she's one of my favorites of the early aughts. And I'm so glad that she is getting her life together now, that she is out of her conservatorship, getting her life back on track. So this is her additional outfit piece right here. It has a little snap. A little worried about that little snap, just because I don't love these little snaps on modern doll clothes. That I'm not worried about the threads being old. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this type of connection on doll clothes. Sometimes they're necessary, but sometimes just a little bit of Velcro would have been just fine. So here we've got Miss Cameron out of the box. And she looks very good. Not as much staining on her. Still a little bit. I'm a little afraid to take this top off and see how badly the colors bled through and how much these pants stained hers. But we've got some cute shoes. And we are going to take them off and see how much we need to clean up her body. Hopefully it's not much, but based on the other two, I'm thinking it's gonna be in rough shape. Well, surprisingly, her legs look pretty good. I'm gonna give them a little cursory wipe anyway, just to get them nice and clean after 22 years in the box. Which you would think they'd still be clean, but they are obviously not. She does have a little bit of a big seam over here on her legs, which the other two didn't really have. But that's okay. And we've got this very cute, very, very 2000s top. And surprisingly, very little staining on her torso. So that's exciting. So these are very cool dolls. I do recommend, if you were a fan of these movies, and you want to just display them, to leave them in the box, because once you take them out of the box, you're really going to notice all of the things that are wrong with them. Mainly, staining from time and stuff like that, and staining from the clothes. Because first and foremost, toys like this are meant to be played with. No toys that are like this are actually meant to be left in the box, really. Except for, like, porcelain dolls. But, again, she looks really good. And I'm very tempted to just rebody all of them and call it a day. But they're very cute. Come here. So they look really good in my opinion. Like, these sculpts are top level. Like, these to me are like integrity toys. So very cool, and I'm very glad that I picked them up at a good price, because they are in such kind of workable condition. I do have everything for them, though, which is nice. So if I put all of their stuff onto a made-to-move body, it should be fine. They are 3 different skin tones, though, if you see that. So it's gonna be an issue for me, I think. Because I think this one is like our curvy tone, like the really pale curvy from the first made-to-move release. This is probably a regular Barbie tone, and then this one was Kira. So we'll see. I probably won't do a video on that. Since these are older dolls, I'll probably just post them directly to my Instagram. But these are kind of cool, but they're not as action posable as I wanted them to be, because, like, they won't really, like, stay in the poses. And I'm kind of surprised they didn't come with any guns or anything. But I have a ton of guns from my World Peace series, my World Peacekeepers dolls. So they are going to get strapped up for whenever they get displayed. So if you guys have any questions on these, leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed this sort of like vintage doll unboxing, let me know. And like, look at that. They can't even really sit. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to rebox these, because that's as much as they really like sit. Like, they go to like a 130 degree sit. So I'm gonna have to definitely put them on made-to-move bodies. But the concept behind these is really cool. I do like these torsos. I wish Mattel would use a torso like this, where it's just flexible. And especially the neck, which is really nice. Like, you can put that neck all the way over to the side, pretty much. So, there are things about this I would keep. I would put a made-to-move arms and made-to-move legs and hips on here to make this the perfect body. But I do like how everything is internal. You don't see any of the joints. This very much reminds me of a Integrity Toys doll level of articulation. But they're very cool. So as always, if you guys have questions about it, leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed it, leave me a like. And as always, follow along for some more fun unboxings. Bye, y'all. Be good.